himself a very wealthy man. Instead, he chose a life of service to the people. That is what he did. Working in the trenches of poor neighborhoods to try to change the palette of poverty and try to change crime and give jobs to those who were jobless. Gave him a lot of experience in relieving the burdens of those who were disenfranchised, relieving the burdens of those who were beleaguered, working to create a better life for those who didn't have a chance. His track record in the Illinois National Senate show his bipartisan efforts to earn families across our beautiful state of Illinois more than $100 billion in tax cuts. He was an advocate of legislation supporting early childhood education. And as a U.S. Senator from Illinois, he's fought for disability pay for veterans. He's spoken out against our government's indifference to the poor and to political incompetence. He was speaking out against all of the aftermath and incompetence involving Hurricane Katrina. And he's rallied against genocide in Darfur. Popular. He was standing with clarity and conviction against the war in Iraq. I love him because I see him as an evolved leader, and that's what this country needs, evolved leadership. You know, that's why we're all here. We're all here to evolve as human beings. We're all here to recognize that each of us is unique. Every single person born has the right to be here and has come here with a uniqueness that only you have to offer. And accepting that uniqueness in the same spirit of understanding that everybody's diversity makes us all stronger. And he knows that, understands that, is the one person running for the presidency who can talk about it. He's not afraid to talk about what race means to this country. Not afraid to talk about it, understands it, and wants us all to come together. So we need a president with clarity and conviction. We need a president who has a conscience and knows how to consult his own conscience and proceed with moral authority. I believe we need Barack Obama. I worry about our country, and everybody fears terrorism and enemies from afar. Yes, that's a legitimate threat, but the thing that really worries me is our estrangement from the rest of the world. Our estrangement from the rest of the world. And in our hours and moments of cockiness, we can say, we don't care what they think about us. We're America, we don't care what they think about us. But I believe we ought to care what they think about us, because our estrangement from the rest of the world causes a dangerous imbalance that is created when we fail to realize that all human hearts are the same. Every mother who loses her son in every war feels the same. And tragedy and loss and war and suffering and indifference, yes, indifference destroy humanity, not just Americans. So we need a president who cares about our friends, oh yes indeed, but also cares about our enemies. And I'm worried because in order for us to evolve here on earth, we have to understand that. We have too many divisions in our nation, and he is the bridge for the divide. These are dangerous times. These are dangerous times. We're all facing explosive issues. Can't you feel it? You can feel it. We're all watching American Idol trying not to think about it. But we know that these are dangerous times that are easily muddied. And just as Barack Obama has seized this great great moment, and it's a beautiful thing for me to see him take this moment and move with it. I believe everybody in Manchester has this great opportunity to seize this moment also. Because this man, who, as the Bible says, loves mercy and does justly. Loves mercy and does justly. This man has something to offer this country. There are those who say that Barack Obama should wait his turn. People say that he should take a gradual approach. He should wait. That's what I say. I said, where would you be in your life if you waited? Where would you be in your life if you waited when people told you what you could and could not do? Where would I be in my life if I waited on people to tell me when it was time? I believe that this is the moment, because we don't know what the future holds. Only God knows what the future holds. So because we don't know what the future holds, we must respond to the pressures and fortunes of history when the moment strikes. And I do believe that moment is now. I voted, yes, I voted, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to vote. But I was apathetic. And being apathetic, apathy, I know, is believing that disappointment is normal. And what Barack Obama has taught me is that disappointment doesn't have to be normal. There's a new day. There's a new day coming, and we can vote Martin Luther King's dream into reality. I'm not going to talk about books because you know all the pundits are saying that will she be able to influence the crowds as she has influenced them with books? They act like I don't know that y'all got some sense, you know? I know we all know the difference between book clubs and favorite things and free refrigerators. I know y'all were hoping I bought that refrigerator tonight. Just couldn't swing it. I wanted to, I just couldn't swing it. But there was a wonderful book written a while back by Ernest Gaines called The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. You may remember that, right? And from that book, there was a movie called The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Miss Jane Pittman portrayed by Cicely Tyson. And if you remember, in that film, she would go from child to child, and she would encounter different people, and as she did, she would say, ask this question, she would say, are you the one? Are you the one? Asking the question about, would this be the one to lead us into a future of freedom and justice? Are you the one? Remember that scene where she stands in the doorway and she's old and frail and bent over and she holds the baby in her arms and she says, are you the one, Jimmy? Jimmy, are you the one? I saw that movie 30 years ago, but finally here, as we approach 2008, I believe I have the answer to Miss Pittman's question. Miss Pittman's question, and it's the same question that everybody in this nation is asking. Are you the one? Is he the one? Is he the one?